It's time for wisdom you didn't ask for, but suddenly can't live without. This one is for you if you are struggling with setting and keeping boundaries, especially with colleagues, clients, or even your boss. And the unfortunate truth about this one is that we often don't even know our own boundaries until they've been crossed. So they end up becoming defined by their own violation. So it's no wonder, is it, that we're already annoyed, offended, or worse by the time we need to set them. And then that's likely to show up in our behavior, causing us to respond in ways that can be just as inappropriate, frankly, like, aggression, passive aggression, or worse, ghosting. So the first thing to remember when defining and setting your boundaries is that you do actually have a responsibility for setting them. Consider them part of the duty of care that you have to your relationships to protect and nurture and build them. You can't be mad at somebody for stepping over a boundary that was never really clearly defined in the first place. And if you're thinking, which you might be, well, it should be obvious, all I can say is that telepathy has been proven to be 100% ineffective in communicating boundaries approximately 100% of the time. I cannot believe you did that thing I forgot to tell you to do. So it's a good idea to get into a habit of defining your boundaries proactively, rather than having to do so when you're already a bit pissed and grumpy. This is why the highest performing teams are the ones who have these conversations up front, right? They set out on a journey of transparency with clear boundaries that guide them on how to treat each other, how to handle tricky problems, and how to resolve conflict. I am going to be talking about the skills of setting boundaries with some hot tips with my brilliant guest, the awesome Susan Scott, next Wednesday, the 27th of October at 9 a.m. on LinkedIn Live and Facebook Live. But in the meantime, I want to offer this to you. Be clear about the importance of boundaries before you even start defining them. I mean, not to get all Simon Sinek on your asses, people, but yes, start with why. There are generally 3 reasons why boundaries are important. The first is to protect your time. The second is to protect your relationships. And the third is to protect yourself and stay true to your own values and principles. And being clear about which reason will help you be more effective in framing those boundaries out and knowing what is and is not negotiable to you. So please join Susan and I on Wednesday the 27th of October at 9 a.m. for some hot tips, very practical tips on how to set and maintain boundaries with, of course, some great examples. And yes, there's going to be laughs. So I hope to see you then. That's the WYDAF. I'll see you next week.